This is your weekend market review for Friday, July 21st, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market review for Friday, July 21st, 2023. Another options expiration week in the books. If you paid attention, you remember what we said earlier in the week. The first part of the week will probably be up, later part down. That's typically the seasonality cycles of this kind of market, especially going into July, as we talked about. Because guess what? The second half of July is usually a sell-off going into August. We'll see. Keep in mind, being up so large is not bullish. You have to remember there's profits to be taken potentially. So if you have any questions, please reach out. We've got the Fed meeting next week. You got a ton of data, GDP, all sorts of fun stuff in the heart of earnings. You got the big dogs, except for Apple and Amazon. But yeah, a lot of big earnings, a lot of stuff going on. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out. Let's dig into this deeply because, again, a lot of people don't understand. The further they stretch this market, the bigger the pullbacks potentially are going to be coming. If you're not familiar with how this works, again, let's dig in and dive in and let's get you figured out what's going on. So, if you're new to the channel, Discord room, links in the description below. Twitter. I posted this retweet, and this was Tuesday. Let me look it up again because I just want people to realize like how crazy this was, and I repeated it. Like, how are people not paying attention? I told them that this is a blow off. This is a blow off kind of move. Added 160 billion in market cap for $30 a month subscription. Price to sales, get this. And again, the same thing with NVIDIA. These moves were so big. Liquidity, and we talked about the ES future, huge short months ago that could unwind. Well, I'm pretty sure it's all unwound. So now the market is bullish at the highs. Bulls are all in. Bears are scared, crapless to short, and everyone's unhedged. What could go wrong? If you're new to the channel, again, check out the YouTube channel. Tons of content. Do live chats twice a week minimum. Let me know how I can help. Again, the Back to Basics series. Tons of stuff from real estate to fishing to the trading, updated videos every day. Again, newer to the channel, also check out thetradingagent.com. Again, Back to Basics series. I have it in chronological order from more beginner stuff to more advanced videos. Again, if you're not watching these videos and you're in the Discord room and you're posting comments or you're asking me questions, it seems like, you should probably watch the videos before you ask, because I literally have a video on everything. There's 64 videos, pretty educational. If there isn't a video about a topic you're interested in, great. Let me try to do one for you. I've been trading for way too long. See me, it's basically, it's somewhere in the 99% range that we are going to get a Fed rate hike. Has it moved 0.1% in the last few hours? We'll see. Nope, it is what it is. Bitcoin, careful. We talked about this, the him and hers top, right? A V top and a chop top, right? This is the him, this is the her, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Double top of a double top, right? Or a chop top with a double top. You can call it whatever. If it breaks below the mid-29s, look out below. Oil, as we talked about, oversold, choppy, sloppy. Again, OPEC will probably announce another cut. Could it rise up in the mid-80s? Sure. Again, if you want to trade it, go right ahead. I just don't really see much juice in the orange to squeeze, but that's your choice. Natural gas, chopping, we've talked about it, stuck. Now here's the caveat with oil and gas, right? Is if global conflict blows open, gets worse, of course, all goes out the window. Dollar, we talked about, watch the range highs, and there it is, a bouncing. Same thing with the TLT. If you bought this in the 90s, upper 90s, 99, 98, not too shabby. Now it pulls back, decent volume, which was interesting, but the close in the action within intraday looked very bullish. Interesting, it's holding up. Remember, you have the Fed meeting next week. They're going to raise rates again. The market is pricing in 3 to 6 months down the line. If slower growth keeps coming, you're going to see rates actually go lower when they raise rates. You'll be the first one to hear it here. They will raise rates and bond yields will go down. Why is that? Because they are pricing in future what? Future what? Future pain. That's what the market is. They know, again, Fed rate hikes take 3 to 6 months to get into the economy. Well, the market's going to price that in way beforehand. VIX, again, options expiration. People expecting huge moves. Unless there was news, just going to chop. And look what we did. The VIX went nowhere. People were talking about buying the UVXY. I want to blow my brains out. Please, for the love of God. Not yet. VIVIX holding high and tight at the moving averages. Simple. Keep it simple. SPY, we talked about getting up here, a little left-right combo. Look at today's. I mean, it was like literally like run it back Friday. Run it back Friday. You're coming into levels. Again, I would keep an eye on what's going on because, again, I don't think we're going to hold up for much longer. That's all I can say. I don't think we'll hold up much longer. QQQQQ. Here we go. This is the leaders starting to lag. Look at the big volume up here. Someone is unloading, right? Someone's unloading. Like, it's interesting. I always have my trend lines sloppy everywhere. Here was an old trend line. Back testing it. Failure. Now, again, trend lines aren't that important, but they're worth watching, right? Again, every little tool that seems important, be important. If it's not, then don't overuse it, right? IWM, we talked about getting up into the range highs. Pulling back. If you can't break out, this is a problem, and this is lagging, right? Q's in SPY very close to 5, 10%, 5, 8% off all-time highs. IWM not even close. DIA, talking about it rallying with IBM and some of the other names during earnings. Keep an eye on it. It looks very clear to me that upside max potential. I mean, you can draw it somewhere in this range. We're close enough for government work, right? Keep an eye on it. Gold. Telling you guys, the best time to buy gold is when they pivot. Now we're up in some resistance. Trade, easy money, probably over. But either way, just watch this level. I mean, I'm not going to call it. I really don't care. I'll buy gold in the fourth quarter, probably when the Fed start to more likely pivot. And this stuff is going to be volatile. I mean, it just is what it is. Silver, be careful, right? Chopping, we talked about it popping, right? You know what? Just be careful. Just be careful here, all right? I mean, I don't trust silver at all. I don't. GDX. Talked about it trapping, pop, then coming back down. Again, if the miners are heading down, why would you want to own the metals? I'm telling you, the miners lead. Nice pop, flop. Not looking so strong, okay? AG. Same thing. Popping, chopping. Talked about breaking the trend line, but watch the resistance. I mean, literally look at the VAP zone here. 200-day would be the max upside, in my opinion. That's all. I mean, again, it's just a lot of people are like, oh, you should get excited about something. Like, no, I'm not. No. I mean, when the market's at the highs and miners just don't really look that strong, what happens when the market flops? Kapow. AEM has earnings, I think, next week, if I remember correctly, on Wednesday afternoon. Chopping around. Be careful, please, for the love of God. Newmont had earnings, I think, yesterday. Got beaten. Held support. Again, why did not anyone want them? Something's wrong. PAAS, we talked about. Again, all these names were oversold. They rally. I mean, just they're playing. This is what you got to love. Let them play the channel. If you want to play it, go right ahead. Let it play out, and then later, come in. Come in. I'm telling you, be patient. Be patient. Taiwan Semi, again, her earnings guidance was absolutely crap, below the 50-day. Holding this gap area and support for now. Just feels like a matter of time before it fails. Micron had probably a ton of puts from earnings, dropped from after post earnings, rallied literally right back. This is what I was I didn't say this in the Discord room, but I was thinking this. I forgot to post this. Don't be surprised sometimes where something drops and then it rallies back to where this drop started during OPEX. Because remember, think about all the people who bought puts post earnings on Micron because their earnings were crap and rallied back. That happens sometimes. AMD, same kind of thing. Rallied up. Not good. And they have earnings at some point coming up. I apologize. I don't have that right in front of me. But we talked about these levels. Tech is done. I'm telling you, tech is done. And if you want to get in on it, you're the same person who bought blockchain. You probably bought, what are those? The monkey apes stuff. What do you call this? All that junk. I mean, everything prices in before. Or prices in and then has to grow into the multiple, right? Right? I mean, be careful. Please be careful. That was whatever. It happens. It repeats. Here we go. Channel high. We said NVIDIA. Break channel low. 20-day. Adios. Now, again, if it goes down there in a straight line, it could rally back. But, I mean, again, if you're short it, looking good. Intel, we talked about this dog. Bounce. Flop. Chop, whatever. I mean, it's just, again, all these names, they look like they're holding on for dear life. SMH tries to break out. Professional gap down. Watch the 20-day. I'm just keep it simple. Adobes. Go look at the monthly major resistance here on the weekly. Same. 1.5x. I mean, this is really tight spot. Coming into earnings, keep an eye on it. I mean, that looks like it should just peel like an onion. Apple, again, 1.382. Brand new 52-week highs. Come on, get the out of here. They're going to announce in 2 weeks. Keep in mind, not next week, but watch the 20-day nonetheless. Amazon, again, if you short it up here in 135s like we recommended. Come on, Junior. What did we say? Watch the 20-day. So far, it's trying to hold on, but something. You know, again, I think they had some rebalancing stuff going on in the afternoon. The volumes are pretty large. Not surprised, though. I mean, why would you hold this stuff? I mean, there's no upside long term. They go sideways. They go nowhere. They have to, again, tech. I'm sorry. I mean, inflation and higher interest rates is not tech friendly. Just sorry. It's just not. People won't believe it. Whatever. CRM, CEO sells $100 million worth of stock. Here it comes, chopping around. Good luck. Guggenheim. Googie. Talked about this. Earnings coming up next week. Man, if it can come back into the 120s, mid 120s, looks like a short. But again, if you're short already and you're going into earnings, this is how I would plan on it. I would actually take some profits or hedge it. And again, define your risk with the hedge with puts maybe. And then if it rallies, you can do whatever you want. Sorry, not with puts. You can buy calls as hedges with the VIX so low. I apologize. If you're short this, buy calls with the hedges and or buy calls and then sell an out of the money call as well. That's, to me, sometimes the best because I don't think we're going to go much higher. Meta, as we've said, Threads was a joke. Now people are starting to realize 70% of the actual users have stopped using it within a week. Buy the rumor, sell the freaking news. 20-day, look out below. Microsoft, again, blows off on their subscription model. Watch the 20-day. I mean, this is, like, look at this volume up here. Somebody is just like, here, have all my shares, boss. NDAQ said, look for anything. I mean, again, there's a reason why NDAQ, the NASDAQ exchange, looks like crap because everybody knows this is not the future. It's just not, unless they start trading commodities. MTS, MicroStrategy, talked about rallying with Bitcoin. Interesting area up here. I mean, it's pretty wild how overvalued it is, but on a metrics, but hey, it is what it is. Netflix, this is why you don't hold into earnings you never know. I know a lot of bulls looking for, oh yeah, we're going to get a 500 handle and then I'll sell. Boom. And so this is the thing. If you had calls and you lost a couple dollars, whatever. It's not the end of the world. And then it drops. Perfect. Watch the 20-day. Looks pretty damn ugly. Roblox, another one that reaches up towards the range highs. Failure. Tesla, earnings again. Get everyone so damn greedy. 20-day breaking. Hits up against the range. Failure to launch. Again, we talked about watching the trend lines. Sometimes they trap over. This is the hardest thing. If you are a bull and you're a trader and you don't understand this stuff, I'm talking to you. You got trapped. Everybody and their mom goes bullish over the trend line. Earnings gap down. Failure. Classic. Take the most amount of money from the most amount of people. Materials. Everyone's betting on the China stimulus. Yeah, we know. It's priced in. Too bad global growth is crap. Keep in mind, a lot of these names have earnings coming up. Nucor. Steel D was down today. Watch the 20-day. We talked about a lot of these rallies probably could be faded. Caterpillar, same thing. Mid 260s could be faded. Keep an eye on it. Again, if it has earnings and it's up near the highs, easy to buy calls, cheap calls with hedges. And if it dumps, awesome sauce. VALE. Said this is going nowhere fast. Global growth name. Bleh. Arrow. Excuse my poop sound. That's not friendly. Talked about channel highs, range highs. Again, I like this name on pullbacks. When they throw the baby out with the bathwater and they start flushing the market, these are some of the names that you're going to like. Materials. CCJ. I mean, is it really going to break out? I mean, Kathy Wood headline buying at the highs. I mean, is she not just the most novice pro ever out there? Ag names rallied on some of the grain talk. We talked about bottoming down here. You're welcome. I mean, I'm impressed if you held it further, but just keep in mind you got some next resistance above. I mean, I'm personally going to look to pick these up later. Again, coming into resistance on all of these charts. Do they break out? Who knows? Could they trap? That's how I look at it. Same thing. Here comes a 100-day trend line on NTR. Again, what do you want to short them? I don't know. If you're long, take your profits, right? AA. Another global growth name. Aluminum just looks dead. XLF. Got to give credit to Currents at 35 plus. Now we're up into this area. How much higher? I don't know. Multi 3-day rule. Post bank earnings. Keep an eye on it. JP Morgan getting a little tired up here, right? Moves up on its earnings, and then this is what's interesting, is it clearly was distributed, but somehow, I guess, I'm assuming a lot of people had puts. Same thing with some of these Morgan Stanley. Look at these big moves. They're going to get tired up here. I would watch some of the resistance points. Draw it out yourself if you're not sure. Take time. Take time to zoom out. Goldman Sachs hits the trend line. Doge. Up against resistance. Tired. KRE. Sorry to talk fast, but just trying to wrap through this. Look, I mean, we talked about, all right, if it held, we'd rally. They said, watch the 100-day, broke over it. Now what? We said, and again, watch previous, said probably in the 47s. Here you go. Remember, we talked about this would rally. We said this was a liquidity capitulation. Even Michael Berry was buying these things. Now, do we need a capitulation event up here, or is this chop going to play out where it just gets distributed quietly? Like, shh. XBI. Talked about this breaking the channel, holding support. Now it's just chopping. A lot of names, just nothing. TAN, keep in mind, a lot of solar names have earnings next week. If you're not it, probably just let them go. Watch out. Be careful. Here you go, 200-day. Be careful. ENPH have earnings on, was it Thursday afternoon? So does First Solar. Again, could it turn into another gap and trap? I don't know. These are hard. If you have to trade these, again, trade with caution. Trade smaller. Right? Define your risk. Sedge, we talked about another one. Gap down, chopped around. I mean, again, watch the 280s. That's what I'd be looking for. If you don't get it, you don't get it. First Solar. Gift from the gods. Man, we thought 200, but then it back tested the trend line, and now it's chopping. Earnings. I mean, this is tough. Who knows what they're going to announce. But I'd look at it again. Any major pop. I mean, again, just oil starts turning over, solar's going to go. I'm telling you, government subsidies, turnover. HYD, chop around the highs. Again, we've said this is interesting because you broke the trend, you rally back, you hit range highs, you backed right the hell off. We'll see. Oil, let's end it with oil because, again, a lot of people talked about it. Some in the Discord room had some good ideas about oil popping. We talked about it. Do I trust it? No. Do you want to trade it? I mean, it's the same thing as like the ACT names. Like, there was a trade there. So got to give credit. I don't know if SJ's around. Some of these guys have said, hey, oil probably has a pop. At some point, though, the risk, I don't know, is worth the reward. That's on you, but same thing. Again, I'm saying not natural gas, dead. XOP, some of the guys liked it. It made sense. I mean, it's holding range lows. Trading in a choppy range. How much higher? I mean, again, these candles are a little suspect up here. Just watch. You see, look to the left. Always look at the VAP zones. Are we going to break out? Well, then we probably need some global instability. Exxon, again, I mean, you could have watched Exxon. If it's holding the lows, yeah. XOP should rally. Oxy, I mean, I don't know how many calls Buffett sold today, but probably more than all the calls out in the market. I don't know. Again, we talked about it. It just looks like it's going nowhere. The guy is loving it. At some point, he'll know. He'll take his foot off the gas. PX Dizzle. We'll end it here with some of these names. Chopping. Like these names in time. Like them in time. EQT. Every time it gets up into this 40 range, it just backs off. Watch the 20-day. Flex LNG. We'll end it here in a little rant on real estate. Holding. Love this name. Come on. I think we're going to export a ton of liquefied natural gas in time. Congress is buying the crap out of this thing. Let it come back. If you have any questions, please reach out. I appreciate all the love, support. Please be patient with yourself. Remember, growth is not linear in trading. You learn from your mistakes. And then you learn how to adjust, and then you adjust again. And then sometimes, guess what? The market does stuff that you can't predict. It goes places that you make no sense. It does things that want to drive you crazy. And that's why trading is a probability game. Because if it was certainty, everybody and their mom would win at trading, but they don't. Okay? If you have any questions, please reach out. Real estate, I'm telling you, slowing quickly. Commercial real estate, obviously, is falling off a cliff. Be careful. Let me know how I can help. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.